there's a lot of ills in the world, a lot of injustice, and there's a lot of we see this every day, and it's a shame, starving people all over the place and whatnot, and uh, there's people had to handle it in different ways. There's people who just completely ignore it. Those people remain blissfully ignorant, which is wrong, because you should be aware of these things, even if you don't have the power, because then you'll understand how grateful you are for living in an amazing country. Not necessarily the United States, but if you have a computer, you're probably well off. Those people are flawed. There's people who see this and they try to change the world, and to a certain extent it's good, but what happens a lot of times is that these people, they tend to become very bitter. They become bitter at society, the establishment, because they see that well, they blame the ills of the world on certain things, and they just become bitter people, and you can just see it, and their life revolves around this fact. They wake up every day thinking about all the poverty and violence throughout the world, and that health style is not healthy. And then you got the third group of people who understand about these conflicts throughout the world. They read up on it, they pay attention, and they're grateful for having everything they have. But unlike the other people who try to change the world and become bitter, they just accept it. They accept life for what it is, and they do what they can. They do what they can, but their life doesn't revolve around it. Their life revolves around their own happiness. And it's not necessarily being selfish or anything. Like, you don't need to be going off buying, all these expensive goods or whatnot, to be happy. It's just accepting life for what it is and realizing that your life is short. So why spend it worrying about these things, or why spend it worrying about getting all these stupid things like going out and getting drunk or being like the other party who just remain blissfully ignorant. They're grateful for life and they're acceptable of it, and they just accept it, and they realize that really the only thing you need in life is happiness. And happiness really just comes from having family and having friends, having a new law in place, or a new government in place. It's not going to equate happiness. If you cannot become happy because of some law, unless it's something extreme, but obviously the issue is understood here. All you need is to wake up and see someone lying next to you, someone that you love and care for dearly, and having these things and these memories that will never go away. You might work so hard to implement a new law, but unless it's something really revolutionary, at the end of the day, what is going to be your fulfillment? There's nothing. You'll have nothing. And so basically, you should just go with the flow with things. You just accept life for what it is. You're put in a situation And a lot of times you really just can't change it. Plain and simple. Alright? I mean, there's some things you can change, like your weight or whatnot, but, you know, going to, I don't know, crappy school or whatnot, you know, don't just go in there with a negative mindset. Just accept it and make do with what you have. And a lot of people won't do that. They'll go out into the streets and whine and bicker every day. And at the end of the day, it's like, what does that do? You come home and nothing's really changed. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is to accept life for what it is, and don't let these opinions on what you see around you affect how you run your life. The only thing that should be affecting you is your own happiness, and unless it's your own happiness comes at the cost of others, you should feel no qualms about it. And I've come to realize that over time and through various means, and I'm grateful for it, because if I was the way I used to be, I'd probably still be a very bitter individual who woke up every day just angry at the world. But I learned that life's not really about that. So that's some food for thought.